let's get right into it. As you could tell, our guest speaker for all the Mondays in the month of February. And what appropriate day for her to do this message today on Valentine's Day. You all know we love her dearly. She hails from California, also has a house up in the mountains, does a retreat with some of the people that qualify every year to go up there to her place. Her and her husband, Tony, he's home resting. His prayers went out to help him as he goes through surgery. We thank her that she is always on point with us and always delivers such a godly, great message for everybody to be a part of. And without further ado, Regional Vice President Platinum, the one and only Miss Jocelyn Driskill.
Good morning. Happy Valentine's Day to all of you. Thank you, Mr. Thomas. As you can see, I'm wearing my red. I'm wearing my red today, red and white. There it is. I see many of you too as well celebrating Valentine's Day with red, but you don't have to wear red to celebrate it. As Mr. Thomas says, it needs to be every day. Every day is Heart Day for everyone. And as you heard my song today, Love God and Love People. Love God and love people. So, Mr. Thomas, thank you so much. Again, I could go on and on, but just having this gentleman in my life, in my husband and I's life, personally, spiritually, business, has been such a blessing. He is one incredible gentleman who is sought after around the world for who he is and what he brings to people. He brings so much value to people. He loves God and loves people, and that just exudes around the world because of his business that has expanded in pretty much every country that we're in. It might even be every country, Mr. Thomas. I don't even know, but it's vast. And I know that God has given him a platform to truly make a difference in the kingdom world through business. And I'm just appreciative that he gives me the opportunity to share the platform with him and trust in me, all of that. So thank you again, Mr. Thomas, for who you are to each and every one of us. And to those who don't even know you, but have been impacted by you because you've changed so many lives. So thank you so much. Today, I am going to dive in, and real quick, I have to give it to the man who shines all the time from the backdrop, which is Mr. Jabri Clemens. He's always on it, always shining, always showing up for everyone, you guys. He's just a tremendous blessing. If I don't say it every time, I can just tell you, he really brings again, more value to all of us. And I'm really grateful for you, Mr. Jabri Clemens. Thank you so much. But anyway, I'm going to dive in. It's going to be a great message. As you know, I didn't have any skin in the game in the Super Bowl. So that went away a few weeks ago, but it's not ironic. It's just God. But I'm going to play a video that actually showcases the Rams, because Mr. Kurt Warner is a big deal, who won the Super Bowl for the Rams back in 1999, I think. But his story of the American underdog is huge. And I really wanted to get my message started off with that, which is, again, like I said, I already picked my message before the Rams won the Super Bowl yesterday. So it's kind of interesting. So I'm going to actually showcase this 3-minute video clip, because I want you really to breathe this in of what it means to be an underdog. I'll tell you, you'll hear a message in there from the coach who chose him from the Rams. He says, destiny belongs to the underdogs. Are you an underdog? Are you running into your destiny? But what does it take? What do you need to do? What are you fighting for? What is your purpose? All of those things. So let me share my screen, start diving in. My message today actually is, tell your heart to beat again. It's time to really allow your heart, your spirit, who you are, your purpose to really beat, so that it can shine for others to see. And listening to this story, you're going to understand how important his story is And his mission for God, and he talks about it all the time, is just to make a difference for the Lord, whether he works in a grocery store or he is a NFL superstar. So that's what it's all about, is for you to find your place and making your heart beat again right where you are today. So here we go.
I burn out. Not embarrassed to say it. Took a year off, turned out to be a decade and a half. When I did come back, they said I was retread, has been, too old. Game that passed me by, all that stuff, all that same stuff that they're gonna say about you. What they didn't know was all that experience that I had in those years made me who I am. Made me ready for this moment. Gave me something others didn't have. And I see that in you, Kurt. Destiny. It belongs to the underdogs.
Football. Tell me about that.
As long as I have a ball in my hands, I feel alive. Kind of like how I feel right now.
I'm staying here. I got work to do.
Work? The NFL's not going to draft some dude from the 1AA school in Iowa.
There were other offers. Can't you just...
I called every team in the NFL. No one's interested. Can I get one of your applications?
I promised that I would take care of you and the kids. So that is exactly what I'm going to do.
If this is your dream, don't give up on it.
Football.
Yeah, they didn't pick me.
I pick you.
I pick you too.
Kurt Warner! You got the whole package, kid. The world just needs more time to see it.
He came up with this whole arena concept.
Arena football.
It's like a circus.
People love the circus.
I like the circus.
You pay me per touchdown?
I also pay you to win.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Hey, Kurt.
We've been trying to reach you.
I'm sorry, who are you?
I'm with the Rams.
This guy's old. Slow as molasses. He's beneath the standards of this franchise.
That's what people said about me when I came here. All those years gave you something others didn't have. Made you ready for this moment.
Kurt Warner out of the Arena League. It's one of those stories that's too good for the movies. It's perfect.
This guy here, he was bagging groceries 5 years ago.
Go out there and you show the world what I've known all along. You were born for this.
This is my time. I know who I am, and I know why I'm here.
So Kurt says here, don't miss your moments. He believes he stood here. He said, I believe I stand here tonight because of what I did with the moments I was given. It's all about the moments. And the thing is, you guys, is what did it take for him to get there? It took so much. I mean, you see some of those moments where he had to go work in a grocery store to support that family. You know, that little boy that was his wife today, her 2 kids, he took on those 2 kids and he took responsibility for those kids, even still pursuing his childhood dream. It takes tenacity, perseverance, and it takes heart to do those things. And I believe every single one of you have it. The thing is, it also comes with others who believe in you, like Mr. Thomas, who believes in each and every one of us. Why some of you are showcased here, because he believes in you and what you can do with your purpose. And so if you heard the little boy who's blind today. Now Kurt Warner has, I think there's 7 kids in their family now. They had 5 more or 4 more, something like that. But you know, that little blind boy said, you know, Kurt was sitting on the couch with him and showing the Green Bay Packers. He had about 48 hours with the Green Bay Packers, which is who I was going for the Super Bowl. But that crazy, right? 48 hours. That's all he had there basically. But that little boy, when he said they didn't choose me, he says, I choose you. Right? I choose you. Each and every one of you, I choose you. You're here. You showed up today. You're getting on the field today. And what are you going to do from the moment that we leave here, this moment, to make a moment today? What does it take? It takes getting on the practice field every single day. It takes believing in yourself. And it takes, for you to take the action, you have to come up with reasons, your reasons why. Don't make your reasons why you don't. I hear it every single day, you know, why people don't do something towards this business that can create a financial family legacy and impact generations. Those of you who are new here today, or are new to the business, or come from one of the other companies that are seeing this just now, you know, you guys, ACN changes lives financially. It is NFL money in residual income, you guys. It is. And if you want that, though, you got to put the effort towards it. You can live out other purposes and dreams that you have because you've gotten money out of the way. Money is working for you instead of you working for it because of ACN. But what does it take? What is the field for all of us? What actions do you need to do? I'm going to focus on a couple, because the biggest key to ACN, in my opinion, and how we had our quick success out of the gate, is events. You will hear me talk about this at almost every single training I do. I mentioned it last Monday, but I'm going to focus more on it now, because we have this incredible hybrid virtual setup, right? And it's great. But how many of you know that loving God and loving people is connection, is being there heart to heart and talking to people? I know what's going on in this crazy world, and everybody has their own opinion, but I'm just going to tell you, if you walk in faith like I do, what is faith? I'm going to give you something that came from Pastor Furtick's message yesterday. He said, trusting God without moving toward it is not faith. Trusting God without moving toward it, your purpose, your vision, whatever it is not faith. You got to move toward it, which is what Kurt Warner did every single day of his life. Even if he was in the grocery store, you'll see a clip where, if you watch the movie, you'll see him playing football, and he looks at the Wheaties box and he picks up a can or something and throws it to one of the checkers or somebody in there. He's still got football on his brain, and he's still pushing towards his goal. So I'm going to show you some actions that were taken by a few individuals. Some of you have heard me showcase and share the story of Mrs. Harriet Clutter, Diana Garrison, and what happened last year. That organization put in almost 600 points in 120 days. 600 points. That's RD if it's put across the right place, right? But what did it start with? Let me show you. This is what it started with. It started here. Started right here. You can see Mr. Mike Kane. This was a regional event in September. I think actually it might have been in the end of August, but the explosion started happening in September. And this was a live regional event, first back live in Cerritos, and Mr. Mike Kane, VP of North American Sales, was there with us. And Diana and Dave to the right brought Mrs. Harriet Clutter. That was her first exposure to ACN, was a live in-person event. And I'm going to tell you something about not only Diana and Dave, but also Mrs. Harriet Clutter. They exude when they're around people. Like, it just, and that's ACN. So when you see an ACN event live and in person before you ever even know anything about the business, because Harriet didn't. She just knew she was open to making extra money. That's how Diana invited her and got her to an event. And she sat there on the edge of her seat every single moment of that event, and she got started. And then you can see Marie's right there. Hi, Marie. Marie is right there with us at that event. Julian Lewis, who she works directly with, you've heard she's exploding her business as well. I know when we were in Dallas together, she was signing up someone in Australia. So it's proven these events change lives. Loving God and loving people at these events are exactly what happens. They get their message from the stage that just makes their heart beat again. That's exactly what happens. And so Harriet's story is so amazing, along with Diana, who made the decision to step back in and really go after it. And she talked to Harriet and brought Harriet to this event. And that's history of what happened last year. Mr. Lee Don and Miss Huen Lei and all the different people that got started. And then they came to the first Emerge event along with 13 guests. So what's my point here? Bring guests. Don't just bring yourself. Because they brought 13 guests with them to the next live Emerge event, which was in Costa Mesa, California in October. So what am I telling you here? These live events work, but you can mix them with virtual. And don't be afraid to go. If you want to wear a mask, wear a mask. If you don't, I'm going to tell you, look at this. This was last year in September. We weren't afraid. We walked with faith and we went to the event, and it just made a difference. Now, the decision that Harriet made after the holidays, what happens during the holidays? What happens with families and all the things that go on? You know, things start to slow down a little bit. Well, Harriet made a decision in January to do something. And this is a screenshot of what she posted in Facebook. Okay. She decided, she texted me, and I know she texted Diana, and she said, you know what, I go check out my Facebook. This is what I did. And when I went and checked it out, and she had just posted it, she already had 56 messages. So it says, anyone part of that I'm leaving my job movement, because what did I tell you last week? 4.3 million people walked away from their jobs in November. I don't know what December is. I don't know what January is. And I can tell you, talking to even my sister-in-laws yesterday, people are getting pushed out of their places of where they work because the choices they want to make for their own self. And that's not available for them in their jobs. They want more control over their life. They want to create money for themselves. But if you look at this, it says, and interested in a work from home opportunity. She's in insurance. She's an insurance. She sells insurance and she loves it. She'll tell you that. But that she knew that's not what's going to be her future. So then she says, not insurance, let me know. She has 67 messages of yesterday, and all of them she's replying to. And what she did, she took this and she started inviting them. She set 2 private business Zooms with myself and Diana last week. And she had a list that was at the first PBZ. And then she had another list that was going to be at the second PBZ for those who couldn't, because she invited to the first one. Those who couldn't make it, she invited to the second one. And those who couldn't make it, she invited to that night where we had a national overview with another leader. Actually, it was Mrs. Nicole Woods who was giving that. And so she just kept moving them from one event. Why? Because she saw how it works. She knows how ACN works and how important events are, and getting other people to hear it from their people to hear it from other people. So that's her decision she made. What happened from that decision? She had, she might have invited like 8. She had like 8 people confirmed. I think 4 or 5 showed up on that first one. Then she had another 8 people confirmed on the next one. She had 6 show up on that one. And then that evening, she had more coming to that evening. And she has, that's 15 or so. I think she has 3 or 4 that are ready to get started. Some are going to be her customers. So this was her decision because she knows the power of events. So her story, not only last year, but what she's creating now, again, it's stepping into that decision. So next event, you know, there's plenty of events that have been in, you know, we've had other events in between, but I want to just showcase a few. Dallas Emerge event in January, which was on our 13th anniversary, January 29th. You know, we've talked about that a little bit. This is Elaine Romero. She is out of Colorado. I'm going to have all of these individuals come on and share their testimonial on one of my Mondays, because I think it's important that you hear not just from me, but from them. But Elaine had been watching me on social media. I met her over a year ago with one of, and in fact, I think they're on here today, but my publisher, it's her publisher too. She's a book author. She is a pastor. She leads in so many different ways in her space. But she was feeling kind of, she's also a hairdresser, right? So she knew that, but I met her a year and a half ago at an event called Grit and Grace in Las Vegas. And that's the only time we've ever met in person, but people watch you. You're in a ball, just like people were watching Kurt and what he was going to do with his talent and what he said he wanted to be. Was he going to get there? You know? And so one of the events that I had posted, live event, she said, oh my gosh, next time you have one of those, let me know. She doesn't even know what it is. She didn't even know what it is, but she just felt it through the social media post and where we were. And so I shared the information with her a few weeks before, because I totally forgot to get back to her on that. And then when I did, she's like, yes, I want to come. Guess what happened? I'm going to come back to you so I can talk to you. She said, yes, I'm coming. Like right away, she said, yes, I'm coming. Within an hour, she said, my husband bought my airplane ticket. You guys, she's never had a presentation. She didn't know anything, but because I believe in the events and the power of events, and it exudes through everything that I do, she wanted to come. And then she says, if you saw that picture, I have a pastor, the friend of mine, who's coming up from Houston to meet us. And so she brought a guest. Are you getting what's going on here? Like, I'm not just showing up, I'm bringing guests. Like Harriet's not just showing up, she's bringing guests. Diana's not just showing up, she's bringing guests. It's live events and bringing people with you. Love God and love people. Because you all know how much love comes into those rooms and the experience that you feel at these events. And so anyway, she got there and I just told her, this is for whatever God needs it to be for you, sitting next to her, because it can be there's a lot of information. I wanted her to know that it just needed to speak to her, whatever that is from there. Then there's the after events, right? She's went to the after events. There's connecting after hours, like with all of you that were there with Mr. Thomas. That was an amazing event to be a part of, and it's after hours. Those are incredible things to do. If you think about, you know, Magali was there, and I had a moment with Magali in we were at the host hotel and we were in the lobby and they were doing with the Latin America, and she came over to me and, you know, we just hugged, and then we had a moment together that was really special. So many things unfold and happen in the lives you impact and attract because you make these decisions, right? And so these live events have just absolutely impacted. Well, what happened to Elaine when she came back? Well, Elaine, who has the same friend, it's her friend, but also her publisher, who is now my publisher, who I met on an event that Mr. Nelson had shared with me that was featured with Mr. Les Brown. It was outside of ACN. I got on a live event, and that's how I got her as a publisher. I was on that live event to meet her. I know that for a fact. And that's what took me into writing my book. But I knew when I met her, this was going to come full circle back to her. And so when Elaine got home, guess who she put on the live event? Well, she put on her friend and her husband, the beautiful Laura Ortiz and Mr. Gabe Ortiz, and they're out of Arizona, and Elaine is out of Colorado. So what a great thing we have Zoom to make these connections. But the mission and the vision this team has is huge. And guess what happened as of 2 days ago? Elaine just hit the executive team leader with bonus promotion in 12 days or less. So just what does that event do? Not knowing the business, having the experience, and knowing that she could trust her family and her life and move forward because she wanted something different in her life. And that was the choice she made. And now Gabe and Laura have 2 positions in the business. They both hit the customer qualified position quickly. And they're already set up for the executive team leader bonus promotion as well. And I know they're working on it, but they're going to be in Oklahoma City. Elaine is coming to Oklahoma City with guests. I'm just saying, she's coming with guests. Why? Because that's what she knows. You just like me being in a living room, when I saw the first presentation, I sat in a private living room, right? And I think we should be doing those too, because I've been doing those down in San Diego. When we were working with Harriet, and Diana, I flew down there and did live presentations, and those were the best ways to build this business, but we mixed them, okay? So they're bringing guests, and I sat in that, and I'm sitting in this live presentation, and I see this opportunity. What do I know? There's 50 people in that living room. What did Tony and I do? Because he came to a presentation 2 hours later with 50 people in it. What do? We invite 68 people, have 35 confirm, have 28 show up. We had a living room full of people. What you do, people do. Sometimes we have to work past some of you because you won't do what we do. So we find someone who will do what we do. Right, Mr. Thomas? Because that's what builds you and this business. And you make a bigger impact, and your story is grander, and your promotions and your recognition happen quicker, and it's your leverage. How many of you like leverage? You want one of you doing this work, or do you want more of you doing this work? The more of you, the funner it is too. Is funner a word? I don't know if it's a word, but anyway, the more fun it is, right? There's the right analogy there. But anyway, I'm going to go on to the next slide. But the power of these events are incredible. So now you have all of these phenomenal people seeing the vision, and they're all on missions, and that mission and purpose, and they know where they're going, and they have other things that they do, but they see the power of ACN and what it can do to actually expand those visions of the other things that they're doing. So don't let anyone step on your dreams. Don't let anyone step on your dreams. Kurt Warner didn't. Elaine's not. Harriet's not. It doesn't matter what some people do or don't do in your business or outside of your business. It's all on you. Because the moment you choose and decide is the moments that will be the change for your life. I promise you. So building from special event to, because every ACN event is special, and getting to these live events are so key. So building from event to event, you heard in my message here that everything was building from one event, whether it was a live merge event, now going into the Elevate events, into a PBZ or a PBR, which is private business Zoom or private business reception in your home or at your office. We did live event for Elaine. She's like, I want to do an event. She had guests on that event. Every single one of them on Thursday that she had on that event is getting started. And I know also Gabe and Laura Gabe had his 2 sisters on that event. I believe they're going to be a part of what they're doing. And so that was 100%, right? But it's consistency, persistency, and seeing and believing what this can do for you, and following the system that really truly works if you work it correctly. All right. So now I'm going to play a video that's going to pop, like really pump you up and really give you the vision of what a live event is, because I believe there's some of you here that need to make a decision that haven't yet to be in Oklahoma City. And don't make your excuses your reasons why you don't go, because I'm going to tell you that's the wrong way to think. It's holding you back from where you need to be and want to go. It's just my truth. I know Tony and I seen this business back in 2008, those of you who know our story, these events were everything to us. They were everything to our spirit because we needed to lift ourselves up. In fact, we made international events, which is this first one of 2022 since 2019. I'm going to tell you, they were our vacations. So, that's what we planned. We didn't spend money on vacations. We didn't take vacations. We were building this business and building it fast because we wanted to get somewhere faster. And these events did it. So this was our way of being together and having fun and being a part of what our future was going to be and showing people the way. So here we go. You guys ready?
This could be the weekend of dramatic change for you.
These events will be your greatest tools in allowing people to see the big picture of ACN.
So many great things are going to happen.
There's no better time to be in ACN than right now.
Right now is a time to make a difference.
Never let anyone take your dreams away. Who's going to be committed and who's going to step up and say, this is mine, and I'm going to take it.
We're in this game to win. That's all there is to it. And we're going to win, and you have to have that same attitude. Today, we're over $500 million of annual revenue, growing to $1 billion in 2 and 3 and 4 and 5.
Are we afraid of competition? We have no competition. There is no other company like ACN.
Every single one of you were born with the seed of greatness within you. You can be a blessing to so many others.
We have grown to be the largest direct seller of telecommunications and energy services and essential home services in the entire world.
Go live your dream. That's why we created ACN.
I think that you are right at the very top of all the direct marketing companies in the world. You know that, don't you?
This is a great time to be in an organization like this.
We came here to change our lives, change our future, change our world.
Nobody has the right to define you but you.
The ACN business is crucial, not just for yourselves, not just for your friends, but for this country and for the world.
Think about that thing that used to be a should, and now is a must.
I would never ever tell you, I hope you do great things with your life. I'm expecting it.
When you get to the end of your life, you're going to be able to say, I made a difference. And that's what it's all about.
I will see you, and yes, I really do mean you. Not just at the top, I'm going to see you over the top.
You got it. It's here. It's laying at your front door. Quit praying. It's here. The opportunity is here.
Are you ready to make a difference? You need to start living the life that you deserve right now.
This is it.
So with that, you guys, I'm winding this down. For those of you who aren't registered, you can take a snapshot. You can actually put your phone up to that barcode and get yourself registered, because I tell people, prepare the plan. The rest unfolds. If you try to figure out everything to make it happen, it'll be all jumbled. Just prepare the plan, get it in place, and God will do the rest to get everything else in place. So that, with that being said, you guys, happy Valentine's Day from Tony and I. We truly appreciate all of you being a part of our lives, and that's our wedding day, as you can see. And I'm just grateful to have been here. I went over a little bit, but I wanted you to experience that, where we're going to be in Oklahoma City, and the power of those live events. And I can't wait to be with all of you in OKC. Mr. Thomas, I turn it back to you.